Okay, what's up, YouTube? You know who it is. This is Space Crypto coming at you again one more time. About to give you another video. Remember to leave a like, remember to share, remember to subscribe. I want to talk about this video now. This is a very, very interesting video. Shout out to Trade Mode James for doing this interview, but this is an interview with a PulseChain developer, and he is going to give a bit more insight into what is going on with the PulseChain development team as well as the release date of PulseChain and what the thinking is of the team and as to why the PulseChain hasn't been released yet. So he's gonna kind of give an insight on that information and break it down for us so we could kind of get a better understanding of what's going on. So I'm gonna play the interview and then I'm gonna chime in. I'm gonna chime in at certain parts and let me know what you guys think about this. So let's get it.
Mm, And I have like a GitLab for code stuff.
I think I read that actually because correct me if I'm wrong. Did you do some work for RH?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were telling how, correct me if I'm wrong, in the AMA you were saying that he pays in USDC. Is that correct?
Yeah, either that or ETH.
Or if yeah.
Whatever he has lying around.
And are you currently? I don't know if you're even allowed to say. Are you currently working on any projects at the moment for him? You could just say.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop answering questions.
No worries, no worries. What do you, as a dev, what do you think about everything that's been going on with the delay with PulseChain and your kind of predictions for when it'll be released, and what's been happening basically behind the scenes?
Well, essentially, currently, PulseChain works fine. We have the testnet, we can see that, and it's been working fine for a month. But essentially, the team just wants to make it more efficient before it's being launched, because this kind of improvements are easier to do before launch than in future updates. And essentially what they're doing is to take the logic of the validators out of a smart contract and instead.
So pretty much what he's saying is that the concept that Richard Hart has is to fix all the bugs and all the issues now than to do it in future updates, because it's going to be a lot more difficult to do it when the Pulse chain is already launched. So it's better from a software development perspective to fix all these issues, whatever issues is going on. As I've said before, and has Richard Hart has also said, like he also explained this in the previous video, right? It's better to fix the bugs before the launch than after it, and then have to put patch and upgrades and stuff like that. It's a lot more difficult to do it that way. So which makes sense. That makes sense from a software development perspective. And he's gonna kind of explain what the major problem is. So let me continue.
Putting them into the native EVM Go code to just make the whole thing more efficient of the validation before it's being launched, because this kind of improvements are easier to do before launch than in future updates. And essentially what they're doing is to take the logic of the validators out of a smart contract and instead putting them into the native EVM Go code to just make the whole thing more efficient and more resilient to any kind of DOS attack.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So he's saying that they're moving the logic, the validators from the smart contract itself, right? And essentially assigning all the validators to the EVM, the Ethereum, sort of that the EVM network, so that it can be a lot more efficient. So I kind of get what he's saying, is that so the validators are not be gonna be assigned to the smart contract itself, but instead it's gonna be assigned to the EVM chain, which that's an interesting concept. Tell me what you guys think about that. I mean, you know, but that I could see how that could take time. I could see how there could be bugs related to that. That's a pretty major change. That is pretty major, right? If you really think about it. and because that's a very important step within the process of making sure everything works smoothly. The validators be have to be assigned correctly. Obviously, you want to make sure, because that's essentially how the network is going to even be able to operate, is through the validators confirming transactions, right? So that's a very, very important part. And if that has not been fixed, then it makes sense that the chain has been released.
So it's essentially just performance upgrades, and we don't know how long they will take. Every ETA of 1 to 2 months so far has been turned out as wrong, and I think it's a smart move from Richard to not give any more ETAs. Probably nobody would believe them anyways, so it's just gonna be announced when it will be ready. And yeah, like the general market situation, my guess.
I do agree with that. I think it's best for Richard Hart to give no more ETAs. Give no more ETAs. Like, just stop giving ETAs. In fact, I would say Richard Hart should just stop talking about the PulseChain. Don't even mention the word PulseChain anymore. Like, literally, don't say anything about it. Stop giving ETAs. Like, I agree with that 100%. Because the problem is when you keep giving ETA, I don't think you should have given any ETA from the beginning. There shouldn't have been no ETAs, period. Like, I hate ETAs, man. Hate it. Hate it with a passion, bro. Like, he should have never done ETAs from the beginning. Like, from the start, there shouldn't have never been an ETA for PulseChain. That's the problem. The fact that there was multiple ETAs that did not pan out, right? That's what makes him look bad in this situation. It's the fact that he gave so many ETAs and we don't see the PulseChain. I feel like he would been in a better position if he didn't give an ETA, right? And I think from now on, I don't think he should give any more ETAs. If it's gonna come out sometime next year, don't say anything about it. See what I'm saying? Don't say anything about it. If people want to FUD, let them FUD. But don't say anything about it. Because you're gonna keep giving ETAs and it doesn't make sense. When it's ready, it's ready. See what I'm saying? Just let it be a surprise. Let it be a surprise. That's my opinion on that. So I do agree with that.
Would be that the X bear market continues until either mainnet is announced with a specific date of the snapshot, or the docu comes out. So the ISO stakes. Those are like the two main events that are next on the general roadmap of the ecosystem. And yeah, until then, we'll see.
So coming on to that, actually, obviously they've got the highest of stakes, and a lot of people have been saying that they'll probably come out if it gets bought quickly, probably January time. But the other argument that I've heard a lot for why PulseChain's delayed is that actually maybe Richard's looking to time the market right at the bottom of the bear market, and we haven't seen enough blood in the bear market, and we've not seen that 85% drop to 11k from the top, which was 68k Bitcoin. So we've not seen that significant 85% drop that you typically see in a bear market. What do you think about that theory that maybe it's more about the timing of releasing PulseChain?
Well, that might also play into that. Maybe we're lucky and the actual code is ready at a moment when Richard thinks that we bottomed it out. So I think his latest call was 11k for Bitcoin. Usually the Bitcoin bottom is like 365 days after the top. Top of the last bull market was, I think, like beginning of November 21. So that would leave us with maybe another half a year to launch. Like I think somewhere in that area could be maybe end of year, start of next year.
Wow, that is very interesting, and it lines up with what I've been saying. It's not going to come out this year. I told you guys I don't think PulseChain is going to come out this year. It's going to come out sometime next year. My cutoff point is June 1st of next year. So it's lining up with exactly what I said. Because obviously I revised it. Because initially I was saying the summer, but once it got to July and I ain't hear nothing or had no idea when it was coming out, no roadmap, nothing, I just said, you know what, there's obviously stuff going on in the background that we don't know, and this is a developer talking. The developer, he has an idea of how long whatever needs to be fixed is going to take to fix. And if he's saying to you it's going to be sometime early next year, right? End of this year, early next year, and it's potentially going to line up with the bottom of the bear market. I mean, this is some credible stuff right here. So it's definitely lining up with what I've said. It's going to be sometime next year. It's not going to be this year. I told you guys, maybe when I said it, you guys thought I was crazy for saying that it's not going to come out in 2022. But see, this is a developer. A developer came out and he said this. He confirmed this, that it's, and maybe Richard Hart is timing the market. It could be coincidental that it's happening. Everything is lining up to when the market is going to bottom out. That could be a complete coincidence, right? Or it could be planned. Who knows? But at the end of the day, a developer is saying to you, he is thinking most likely it's going to be sometime next year where we see the launch, right? Sometime early next year. And in a way, he did not, when the dude asked, when Trey Mo James asked him the question about the timing of the market, it's not as if he dismissed what Trey Mo James said. It's not as if he was like, nah, bro, like we ain't timing the market, man. Nah, that's just some rumor. That's false. Like, he didn't dismiss what Trey Mo James said, right? He just basically kind of said like, well, I mean, it could end up happening like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he didn't even completely dismiss those rumors of Richard Hart timing the market, which in a way to me indicate that there's a possibility Richard Hart is in fact timing the market and that the sentiments are correct. Like, that what people have been saying, that he's timing the market, that to me signifies that that may be going on. Like, people may be right about that. People may be right about that. So the fact that that was very interesting to me. The fact that he didn't completely dismiss that notion and say that, listen, man, and that's completely false. There's no way Richard Hart would ever do something like that. Like, he didn't dismiss it, bro. Like, so it could be going on. Like, Richard Hart could literally be timing the market, and that's the reason for the delay. Who knows, man? Richard Hart is a very smart dude, so let's see what happens, man. Like, it worked out for Hex, so let's see what's going on. Yeah, let me just finish watching this video.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying around that time. I heard a couple of people say around October time, but yeah, October, November would kind of make sense for the very bottom.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty crazy. So tell me what you guys think about that. That's a very, very interesting video. I mean, that developer really gave some insight, I think, and we definitely have a better understanding of what's going on right now. But tell me what you guys think. Have a great day. Page Crypto signing out. Peace.